it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. So today I have a plan with me. I can't believe it. Finally, yes, I am happy to be back. And today we're actually going to be actively working through a new planner lineup. Once I feel a little bit more comfortable, I will film like an official planner lineup video, but for right now, we're gonna kind of work through that process together. I expect that this process will take me more than one plan with me to really like get comfortable with it, but I've been thinking about a lot of different things. If you don't know, I've been on a break from social media for quite some time, but I've also been on pretty much a planner break. I have some things that I have been kind of using, some digital tools that I've been using a little bit, but for the most part, I have not touched any of my planners except for a day here and there, and I've not done anything with my goals with my Moxie Life in quite some time. This year has been really good, but it's also turned out very different than I was expecting, and I think what I had was just not working for me anymore. I hit a really busy period, kind of abandoned everything, and then I didn't really feel super motivated to go back to my old system, so I'm gonna just kind of start over and work through it. I think it's totally fine to take a break sometimes. The core of being a planner person, the system that I have built over the years and like my calendars have really kept me going throughout that period. That being said, there are definitely things that have fallen by the wayside, things that I have not been as organized about as I usually am, and also things that I just feel like my motivation is starting to wane a little bit, and I think it's time to revisit things. Again, I've had a really, really busy year this year, and I just don't think what I had set up, what worked for me last year is not working for me this year. So it's time to kind of keep going, keep pushing forward. I have a couple of different things that I'm going to try out. And what I basically have asked myself as a starting point is like, what is the thing that I miss the most about my planning, about having a planner system, about planners? Like, what is it, the piece that I feel like is the most missing? And that's actually my monthly calendar. Not surprising, that this is not surprising at all. If you don't know, I have used a monthly calendar spread for a really long time, and I've often said it's like kind of the cornerstone of my planning system. That being said, I actually think that I want to use a wall-mounted calendar instead of specifically one in a planner, although I may add in a planner one as well. We'll kind of see. So these are from Kaleidoscope Living. They are reusable monthly colorful planners. They have ones that are all in blue and all in white that you can use too if the colorful is not your jam. I really, really like these. They're like quite large and they're just really great. I have been like kind of using these all year, but I'm gonna get them set up, and I actually want to do July and August, because the other thing is that I think of summer as kind of like one chunk with a lot of vacation, and I typically try and work less during the summer. The kids are at camp. We do a lot of vacationing, so my summer is pretty different than the rest of the year, and as a consequence of that, I kind of think of July and August really as like one block of time. So we're gonna set up a July calendar and an August calendar, and that's gonna be the first thing we do. So it's actually a couple days into July while I'm doing this, and I have tested these Kaleidoscope calendars extensively. You use chalk markers on them, although I've played around a little bit with wet erase on them. They say you're not supposed to use wet erase, or dry erase, that it's better to use the chalk markers. With the chalk markers, everything wipes off with water super, super cleanly, no staining, etc. Even if you've had them up for a while. Like, I cleaned off my February one, I think in like May, and it was totally fine. So you can write on these, and then you can also use sticky notes on these, which I'm also going to do because I thought that that would help. So these are month specific. You get a set of 12, and they're in a really pretty rainbow of colors. And then they are, like I said, reusable. So at the end of the month, or kind of a little bit after, I typically just take them down and wash them off. And then I can save them and use them again next year. So the idea that I had for these, like the reason that I ended up getting these were gifted to me by Kaleidoscope Living. I actually did reach out to that brand and ask them to send them to me to try, which they were kind enough to do. But the idea of that I had for these actually came from the Moxie Life wall-mounted calendar, like the one that you can purchase that's dated and then you have to print it yourself. The calendars on that was like a 3-month block on one printing, and those are really cool, but the calendars are a little small, and then the printing was so expensive that I decided I didn't really like that much. I liked the idea of it, but it wasn't exactly the right product for me. So when I saw these started showing up on my Instagram ads. I thought they looked really, really cool. And like I said, I just reached out to the brand on Instagram. This is like kind of a while ago. And they were kind enough to send me these. So you can check them out. I might even have a discount code for them. If I do, I'll put it across the screen, and it's down in my description as well. I can't 100% remember. As I said, I am just coming back to all of this. I took a really big break. I hadn't been like even consuming a lot of stuff on social media lately. So like I said, I just took kind of like an absolute break. And I know I've like kind of started and stopped and come back a little bit over the times. But like I said, this year has just kind of turned out very different than I was expecting. So at the beginning of the year, I was just kind of going into this. I was like, I'm going to grow my business a bit. I'm going to, take advantage of the time that the kids are now like in school full time and a little bit older. And I'm just going to have like this really nice mix of like mom life, work life, channel life, and mix all of these things together, and it's going to be really great. And it was really great at the beginning of the year. My business has grown so much this year, and I am not really working full-time, but I had like large chunks of time where I definitely was working full-time, and we were not really set up for that. Like, we don't have the childcare coverage and that kind of stuff set up for me to be working full-time because I was not working full-time previously. So it was very chaotic and like a lot going on, and I had these like crazy busy times for work, times where like then I would have to just fill in the gaps by working on projects over on the weekend or waking up super early, and it was just a very unsustainable pace and just not working. But on the other hand, I got to work on some like really, really amazing, cool projects for my freelance business that have been so incredible and have just like set my business up for really strong success, both this year and in the future. But, trade-offs have a cost, and I feel like there's a lot of things in my life that I used to spend time really thinking through and thinking about and working on, and I enjoyed, and I had to like let a lot of that go in order to kind of just make sure that my work was done, and then also like obviously make sure that my kids have what they need and are taken care of. So yeah, it just kind of became a lot, and especially I was working on this project that I'd spoken about before that wrapped in April. That was like my idea, and it was really big. It was a huge success. It's going to be something we repeat. It was amazing, but it kind of took like literally everything I had at that moment, and I didn't feel like I had any energy or even time to really devote to social media. But on top of that, like I was sacrificing planning and home related stuff, and a lot of that, which I don't want to give up, right? Not because like planning, obviously there's an element of planning that I love for the social media of it, but there's also an element of planning that keeps my life running and that keeps our family running. And I feel like I let too much of that go, and like to the outside world, we maybe seemed still like we were organized, but I felt very disorganized this year, and I felt like things were really slipping through the cracks, and that is not okay with me. I also really enjoy making content for social media, and I don't really want to give that up either. So I'm working on finding a balance with the work stuff, with everything else, like doing a better job managing my projects. I'm particularly taking it really easy with work stuff this summer because I deserve a break, and I want one. Okay, that's all I'm gonna put in with this line. Although actually, I might just go like, we're at the beach pretty much every weekend over the summer, if you didn't know that. But my oldest is actually at overnight camp right now, and so that's a change for this summer too. So she is at sleepaway camp, she looks like she's having a really great time so far, so fingers crossed that she is enjoying herself. We don't hear too much, it's just like letters home and a lot of pictures. But there's visiting day, so I want to make sure that I have that written down. But other than that, I'm going to use sticky notes, and these are Moxie Life sticky notes, and I am going to color code like basically to the life areas because I think that that will be helpful. Okay, I don't remember what I was talking about. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the Moxie Life sticky notes to put like the other things on my calendar. That way it's just easier to add on more. I will use like vacation, holidays. I can put those on with the chalk marker and the numbers obviously, but other than that, I think I'm gonna use this. So anyways, while I'm doing that, what I want to do today and also for the summer is I'm sort of thinking about this from like things I miss the most about planning, things that I've wished I had set up the most in my planners throughout like the past couple of months or 6 months or however long it's been, and then kind of work my way forward into a system from there. And like I said, the monthly calendar has been the thing that I have absolutely been missing the most. Now I do use a Google Calendar, so it's not like I have nothing, but I've really missed having like something that I could just look at to see the month at a glance that's not on my phone, that's not on my iPad or my computer, and just having that out. One of the things that we have kept up with, although I will say I haven't done like a great job of meal planning, but we have kept up with the meal planning calendar that I keep on my fridge, and having it on the fridge is just, again, something that I find so incredibly helpful. So I was just thinking that I would like to use this as my main monthly calendar instead of having it in a planner right now. So having it on a wall planner basically. But I may, as I get more but I may also put some of this stuff in another calendar. So we'll kind of see in another planner, but we'll see that one may not have like absolutely everything in it. This is going to be like an evolving system as we kind of just mess around and see what works, especially over the summer. But like I said, I'm trying to work a lot less this summer than I have been the rest of this year. And that is absolutely okay. So I think that's actually everything I have scheduled for July, at least right now. So I'm going to pull out August so you can kind of see how that'll work. And as I get more stuff, I will add in more things. So I think my son asked for golf lessons back, and he has his first one back next week. And I think we'll probably do more of those. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a few more like pre-made that say golf, and I'm also going to make a few that say piano. We had to keep up with piano lessons over the summer, except that my oldest kid, who is the one that mainly takes piano, is not actually even here. So anyway, we have like this flexible piano lesson plan over the summer because we didn't want to lose our teacher because we absolutely love him. So we have this like more flexible plan for piano over the summer, so actually I have to individually schedule them, which I have not done yet. And as I was saying, it's things like that where I feel like usually I would be super on top of that, but I haven't been, and that is something that I would like to get back to. So another thing that I've said like this to a couple of people that I've been talking to over the course of this break, like people on Instagram and through the channel that have messaged me, and I said that I thought I was going to totally redo my annual goals, and I might, but I also think I might not. What I am going to do is, I think we have to do 6 lessons between July and August. What I am going to do is set up some summer goals, and I'm still going to use Moxie Life for that, but I'm going to make it like one set of goals for July and August, and it's going to be, it's going to be more like that. And so we're going to kind of work with the Moxie Life system, work in the Moxie Life system, but I'm going to totally ignore my old annual goals because I don't feel like they were working anyways. So I'm not at all worried about that. I'm just going to go ahead and set monthly goals according to the Moxie Life system, but without the annual process, if that makes sense. So I'm still going to use like the life areas, and I feel like big picture, I still feel like I kind of know what I want out of life, but I don't feel like, I just don't feel like my goals were working for me this year. I don't know. I think part of the struggles that I was having, one is like how much more busy with work that I've been this year, but the other piece has really just been the pieces of my life that work well work really well, and I don't necessarily feel like I need goals around that anymore. But the piece, and I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself to set goals that I didn't necessarily really want to accomplish, like especially some of the emotional goals, like around some of like that kind of stuff. And I just feel like I don't really want to accomplish them. I'm not saying that I shouldn't, because like I probably should, which is why I did it, but I don't know that I have like the emotional headspace to kind of do that kind of deep work right now. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. It's okay to say like, this is not really what I want right now. Or I just don't feel like it's something that I have the space to work on, and that's okay. The emotional space to work on is what I kind of mean there. Okay, so this is my daughter will be home from camp. So she is gone the whole summer. Like I said, it's a really big change for us. Very exciting, and she does look like she's having a blast right now, so I'm very excited for her. But she'll be home on the 11th, so super exciting there. Okay, and that is, I think, I don't really have anything else specifically in August. This is like our vacation week, like off camp and work, so we'll be at the beach probably a lot of this time, but I don't know exactly what yet, so I'm not gonna put in my lines there yet. All right, so those are my calendars, and I will be putting those up on my big whiteboard. Okay, so this is the Moxie Life Folio. I'm going to take out my annual goals notebook. Those were my annual goals, are my annual goals. I may revisit them at some point, but that is actually just not something I feel like doing right now, and that's okay. This is my build a new planner system, build a planner, you know. All right, so this is a blank one. I think this is the one that I used. Nope. Trust the timing of your life. That's kind of like a good one to use. I don't know if I want the white cover though. I think this is the Just Begin is the one. Yeah, this is the one that I used and then stopped when I stopped. So like, I think I set March goals. We can look at this. Accountability and honesty here on this channel. Those are February. So was still doing weekly actions in February. Then in March, I believe I set goals. I never actually shared this video. I filmed it and then never shared it. Look how pretty those goals are too. Okay, anyway, I never shared it, and then I never set any weekly actions in February. And then that was the last time I touched my goals. So that is how the beginning of the year went. Okay, and this one, good things take time. I think I am gonna go with trust the timing of your life. And then what I also have is, I've got the daily notebook and the weekly notebook, which I think I'll keep in here too. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use those or not, but I'm going to put them in there for right now. Those are some of the things that I'm considering maybe using sometimes. Again, it's not to say, even though we're making a new system, it's not to say I'm not still going to be a planner hopper. It's just the core that is anchoring me is going to be different this time around. All right, so I will put the goals one in after I do some more work on it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to set monthly goals, except for they're actually going to be 2-month goals. They're going to be goals for July and August. Alright, so I have these scripts here from Manual Plans, and I'm going to use those to just mark July and August here. I think maybe I'll do it through the center. Kind of like that. Whatever. Anyway, I always like regret writing through the middle, but it's fine. So these are going to be like the things that I want to accomplish during the summer. So first up for work, it's gonna be, I'm gonna have 2 things. The first is gonna be for my freelance business, and that is just gonna be, it is a very, very lovely no goal. Keep a bare minimum workload for the whole summer. And then on the social media stuff, it's just gonna be like, you know, reestablish. So we are gonna reestablish channel stuff in a fun and sustainable way. I actually wrote reestablish channel and posting flow in a fun and sustainable way. And that is what I wanna do for, I have like regular work projects that I'm always, you know, things that I do every week, etc. I'm not planning to give any about that up. I may even do like a couple, like a little bit of small projects, but I am practicing saying no to freelance projects right now. I've already done it once so far since July, and it's only the beginning of the month. That is what we're doing. Then I am going to, okay. So in family and relationships, it's gonna be, I'm just like kind of debating where to put things. I'm gonna focus in this category. Again, one thing that I've actually thought about that I think was kind of the problem with my annual goals is I had like a lot of stuff about relationship work in here with like friends and extended family and different things, and I really just like don't want to do it. Long term, is it maybe like a good idea? Yes, but in the short term, it just feels like too emotionally draining and too hard, and I just don't want to do it right now. And I think rather than like feel sad looking at that goal, I'm just gonna say I'm not in the right headspace to tackle those kind of things right now, and I'm gonna focus on more practical elements in this point right now. And why I'm telling you that is because I think I'm gonna stick really, really practical right here in this family and relationships, because the thing that I need to do is to get ready for the school year, and that is going to include some big things. So one, get a jump start on, and now this is probably more of an August thing, on activity schedule. Always like all the stuff, supplies, etc. But the biggest thing is my husband and I have talked about having more help. And we've been thinking about different things, whether that is going to be more help around the house or more help with like the kids and the schedule, like someone to pick the kids up from school and take them to their activities, or whether that's like somebody to come and expedite laundry for us. We're looking into different options, and I'm thinking about what would be the most helpful. But I just think we've reached a point where we need more help, and we can afford more help, and it's worth it to get it. So that is what I want to do for the summer. And I don't think necessarily like, again, the summer, because I'm trying to work so much less, I can kind of reclaim things that I used to do, and be more organized about. But in the school year, when my work picks back up again, I want to make sure that we have a system in place and that we have people available to actually help us. Okay, for spiritual and personal growth, I'm going to go with just enjoy the summer. We're just going for relaxing, low stress, and non-confrontational summer. That is what I would like. And then, like I said, this is going to be for July and August, so we can revisit in September. Right. For health and wellness, I'm just going to say, like, get back habits and routines. My sleep has been so bad. I have not exercised besides walking in a really long time. I don't know. Everything was going really well, and then I kind of just lost out on everything. And then the other thing is I am very seriously considering getting laser eye surgery, which is something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and there's just like always been a reason not to. But I think I'm gonna, kind of just work on that this summer. So 2 completely unrelated things there. All right. In physical environment, the clutter. This is an area that has really, really fallen by the wayside. And one of the areas that, because I said like, anyway, while we've been looking at this help, I was like describing projects that this service that we're looking into can do. And my husband was like, well, that really sounds like a one-time thing. And I was like, it is a one-time thing. It's a one-time thing that I've done about 7 times since we moved in here. Because like, if you don't maintain, like I did this massive pantry makeover like 2 years ago, and now you would not even remotely been able to tell. Because if you don't maintain it, it like gets messier over time. As the kids have gotten older, they go in and get their own snacks and stuff, which is great, like good independence, not like they're not allowed to do it or anything like that. But like, you know, if they take out 7 granola bars and they only need 1, you can guarantee that like 6 of them are going back in 6 different bins, and I might not find another one of them until 3 months from now. So, you know, things are, like I said, a lot of one-time projects that have to happen all the time. So I really, really need to clean up and clean out my office. It's completely out of control. Especially with the channel stuff, because like towards the end and from Go Wild and stuff, like I just have piles of stuff everywhere. So I need to clean up my office. I want the kids' room / clothes. We actually did my oldest before she left for camp, but the other 2, all of our closets, and the mudroom, the pantry, like I said, that is one that really needs to be redone. And then I'm gonna put this one separate. We have this storage closet upstairs. I don't think of that as like a regular closet, but like you can't get into it. So that needs its own little space. So these are clutterful things that I would like to take some of this downtime that I have over the summer, that I'm forcing myself to have over the summer, and yeah, to work on that. Like I said, it's just really hard to say no to projects sometimes. Right. Then in fun and recreation, we've got to finish planning this Disney trip that we're going on in October that we have not told our kids about, which I'm really excited for. I love that decision. My husband and I are still hoping to take a little trip together without the kids while my daughter's away at camp. At this point, it's probably going to be something smaller, long weekend, etc. I don't really know, but I would like to plan that, and then maybe look into something that we've talked about, because again, some of this stuff is a lot easier to plan if it's not so last minute. Like our trip to Turks and Caicos this winter was so wonderful. We used a travel agent because there was 12 of us going, but like we had planned it almost a year in advance, and it made it so easy and so seamless, and it was just really wonderful. And then likewise, we took this trip to Miami with my family, that also, again, a lot of advanced planning, and it made it like really easy. So fantastic. Personal, just gonna be like back to planning, routines, and taking care of myself. Because when stuff is really busy and you're a mom, you are the thing that falls off the list. Oh, I want to add one more here. So we've done some of the home renovation stuff that we talked about, especially the outdoor stuff, but we still have more that we were planning to do. Like I said, I actually would like to redo our kitchen counters, not like redo our whole kitchen or anything, but just get new countertops, and like just a bunch of other little projects that we've kind of just forgot about. And then for financial, I don't really have anything. And so what I'm actually going to do is just like, again, I am taking this break from work right now for my freelance business, not like from all of it, but from bulks of it, because I did so much work in the beginning of the year that is enabling me to do that. So like just a little bit of a cheeky goal right here, and just like kind of enjoy the hard work I put into the beginning of the year. Like guilt-free stuff, go on the vacation, spend the money. All right, so those are my July-August goals. I've got goals for the first time since March, and really like first time since February, because I don't even remember what my March goals said. But that is exciting. All right, so that is it for my goals and for my calendar, and I think that's where I'm gonna end the video today. I already put my calendars up on my dry erase board. I will pop a picture in of that so you can see what the setup is looking like. like I said, this is going to be the end of the goals for the summer and my calendars for the summer. It's obviously not the end of my planning process, but we're headed into a long vacation weekend and I don't really need a planner to enjoy my beach time. So I am going to start fresh with that on Monday when I get back from my 4th of July holiday, you know, embracing the spirit of these goals and the relaxing and doing what I need with my planners, just not trying to do all of the things all at once. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed my first plan with me back, my first goal setting video back. Stay tuned for more coming. I'm gonna build this new system while you all can watch and follow along, and I hope that you get something out of it. Have a great holiday weekend. Stay tuned for more. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok at My Crafty Plans for even more planner fun, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!